So Hawkins, I got a notification, an emergency, message about a wild undomesticated honky out there, but it was sent a few days ago, like last week, so I might be a little late.
I'm gonna say the shit, and I don't give a fuck who cries in the comments. It's about to get real.
So what he's saying here is he's projecting himself because he's very emotional, as we can see, and I'm thinking he probably cried a lot before making this video. Okay? He should have had a Snickers. Okay?
I'm apologizing for being white. I didn't own slaves. I didn't write Jim Crow. I didn't redline shit.
Okay.
I was born in the...
So just so you know, you got clear signs of hit dogatitis, okay? And you are experiencing individualism of your honky privilege, your culture, and your systems, okay? And really, what you're apologizing for is being a racist cracker-ass honky. You're never apologizing for white. You never have to apologize for being white. But y'all get hit, and then you feel guilty, and instead of processing that and, you know, emotional regulation and maybe trying to figure some internal shit out, you turn yourself into a victim. This is a white trim you're having, or he's having, and this is very common with the honky boys and the Hunkehmen. Very, very common. Okay. But also, I don't know if you're going to be watching this. Anyway, you were likely illiterate, so you wouldn't have been able to, write anything about no Jim Crow. You probably wouldn't even be able to write Jim. Okay. Now, let me be honest with you, Hunky. If you were alive back then, I think you would have had few options. I really believe that you would have not been able to survive very well without black people as food. So you were born in the 1980s. You know what's interesting about the 1980s? That was actually when the honka trash left the trailer parks and invaded the suburbs. And I'm guessing that was your family. It must have been really hard for your neighbors, though. They really did not like you, low-life poor honkies. They really didn't. Did they call you Hunkbo? Were you like the bully in the neighborhood? Like Debo, but Hunkbo? That was you, wasn't it? Now, of course, you did not own any slaves. But you don't mind honkies today having them. Yep. They got a lot of years in prison for adopting black children to enslave them. And I know you're saying, well, it wasn't me. Well, but it's a part of your demographic. And that individualism that you guys keep covering yourself with keeps the racism going. Y'all have to fix your shit. Y'all haven't ever learned how to have relationships with black people without enslaving them, without abusing them, without being racist cracker-ass honkies. And the other thing about your privilege, acknowledgement, in your media, they leave out keywords like slavery. They don't want a record of you honkies enslaving black children today. So they use different words because they know honkies like you wouldn't understand that. You would argue they weren't slaves, they were just trafficked. That's some honky shit that you would do because you're racially illiterate. Okay, honky. What's next?
Everything. I work 50 plus hours a week, pay my taxes, and I'm still told I'm the villain. Every day it's check your white privilege, do a land acknowledgement, post the blacks.
All right, so let me see here. So you are doing pretty much what everybody does. Okay, 50 hours a week. That makes you angry, doesn't it? Because you don't understand privilege. See. Here's your white tea privilege tenets: individuality. That's this whole video that you got of yourself. Acknowledgement. That's what we have a little bit of a taste there. Safety, opportunity, familiarity, kindness. Kindness and safety equates to not having accountability for the collective and for the system and for the culture. Okay. But also, you are always safe from accountability for being a racist cracker-ass honky. But most importantly, what it is. You're safe from knowing facts. You're safe from the lines on the brain. Your white tea privilege allows you to remain docile and remain ignorant. And then claim to be the victim. Isn't that some honky shit? It is honky. It really is. Oh, and you want acknowledgement for doing the bare minimum. Like, maybe you don't use the N-word. Actually, I suspect you do. I suspect you do use the N-word, honky. You can tell me. Huh? We'll talk outside.
Came off a boat from Germany with nothing. I've got black people in my family tree, and nobody in my bloodline ever owned a slave.
You do realize you don't have to have had owned a slave to be a racist cracker-ass honky, right? You do realize tokenizing is racist, right? You do realize that's what slave masters did, literally, with the bodies. We were capital, tokens, and here you are. Doesn't take much, does it? Du bist ein blödes Hund. Okay. Your bloodline, that sounds very honky supremacist. It's very racist. And you know, with the tokenizing, I really just don't believe you. You guys are usually liars. Y'all lie a lot. Did you know that cracker back over in Honkland, not here, met someone who was boasting and bragging and lying a lot? Did you know that, honky? Yeah. Also, when did those Germans get here? When did those German honkies get here? Huh? Y'all always have this story. They came here with just the clothes on their back, and a lot of that's a bunch of bullshit. It was a gaslight used to make y'all feel better about yourself. But to be honest, most immigrants that got here starting in the 1600s were failures. Germany. Again, when did they get here? Oh, just so you know, my Omi and my Opa, they actually were drafted into the Schmutzis. Isn't that crazy how that works? They escaped and everything. She was a racist. They were both racist. They're all racist. German, racist, honkies. But they came here for different reasons. But they did get some money. And then once my Omi retired, she took her cracker-ass German honky ass back to Germany. And that retirement money that she got here, working for that Japanese company for 20 years, yep, she was sitting real nice over there. Okay, I think du bist ein blödes Hund. I think we got rid of that. Okay.
Your emotional punching bag, and I'm sure as hell not your ATM because my skin is lighter than yours. And let's be real, people who never pick cotton want a check from people who never owned a plantation. That's not justice, that's a shakedown.
And see, there's your victimhood. I do want to show you one thing, because you guys are so focused on really a small part of reparations. Now, if you really want to be informed and have intellectual conversations about this instead of just doing your boy emotions, you can go here and look at the plan. Now, I know you're not going to look at this. I don't think you made it past the 10-second mark. But apology, that does not cost money. Repatriation, that could cost some money, but it's not cash. Land, and this is the one you guys get upset about. Funds, health and wellness, education, housing and wealth generation, information and communications infrastructure, sacred sites and monuments, criminal justice system. That's 10. You're talking about 1. The one that you guys really have a problem with is not being able to do it again and the apology. Those are really the ones that really bother you guys. We have always been your emotional punching bag, and that is, y'all project things. It's a parasitic relationship. So everything you claim that we are, it's really the opposite. You know we've been your punching bag. You know we've been a barrier. You know we've been your step up out of being a low-life cracker-ass honky that's poor. And because y'all didn't fix your racism, now you're going to be suffering with your classism, and you want us to fix that shit.
You're not brave, you're a fucking embarrassment.
And there it is. That's that fatherless behavior. That's what your father told you.
You apologize when you fuck up. Not for history you weren't alive for.
And you see, there's a cycle. Y'all keep looking at the past and want to ignore what's going on right now. And while you guys measure racism based on slavery, we measure racism based on behaviors, ideologies, and patterned community behaviors. You're one of millions of Hunkehmen crying on this app about somebody else instead of fixing your own shit that y'all create and maintain. That honky pride got a tight hold on you, honkies. Most importantly, I blame your honky moms. Had they not been fantasizing about their sons, maybe they could have, taught them some accountability, maybe some emotional regulation, maybe take a walk around the block after you eat, honky. You're welcome.